Hello everyone, I am Dr. Manton and welcome to another episode of Everything Poultry, where we'll help you start and grow a successful poultry business for free. In today's video, I want to focus on an important poultry disease called Salmonellosis. Salmonellosis is a bacterial infection that is caused by a variety of bacteria, species of Salmonella. Can be Salmonella pullorum, can be Salmonella gallinarum. But don't worry about that. The main thing is how this infection happens and how you can prevent it from entering your farm. Salmonellosis can affect birds of different ages, especially chicks and laying birds. This is when it is very important. It can affect chicks, both broilers and layers, so you need to keep this disease out of your farm. As chicks, it can affect them from day 1 to day 14 or later days, but then at this age it is very important because they die, they become listless, they become mushy, you see them as if they are cold, and usually this bacteria can coexist. It can become a co-infection. They can exist in the same bird with E. coli, and we know that E. coli is a very important poultry disease also because it causes the birds to do very badly. At this age, most of them keep dying, and then they don't do well, and this condition leads to severe loss in your poultry business. And then my focus in this video is how you can prevent this disease from coming to your farm in the first place. How do you prevent Salmonella or E. coli from coming to your farm? If you notice in almost all my videos, I have always emphasized the importance of biosecurity. As a veterinarian and as a poultry farmer, I know that this can save you a lot. So listen, the first thing you do before you stock your poultry farm is to disinfect your poultry farm very well. Disinfect with a good disinfectant. There's a difference between disinfecting and disinfecting very well. When you disinfect your poultry farm with a good disinfectant, a disinfectant that is virucidal and bactericidal, meaning they can kill both bacteria and viruses, and also a fungicide, they can kill fungi, you are safe. And you do it and give a space before restocking. And after disinfecting, you maintain that biosecurity. You have a dip in front of your poultry house so that you have to dip your legs into this dip that contains disinfectant before you get into your poultry. And also your poultry house should have special clothes and shoes for every pen. By doing this, you reduce the bacterial load you introduce these birds to every day. By doing that, you prevent infection from getting into your farm. This is important for both day-old chicks, broilers, or layers. It is important that you install and maintain strict biosecurity. And don't just install this biosecurity, make sure you install and you follow it. Not that you follow it for 1 week or 2 weeks and stop. No, do it every day because you never know when this disease will come to your farm. Another thing is, how does Salmonella affect egg production in layers? Salmonella is a very important disease in laying birds. It can cause weakness, lack of eating, and death. Now, these 3 things can cause low egg production. If your birds are sick, there will be low egg production. If your birds are not eating, there will be low egg production. If your birds are dead, you have less number of birds. That means lower egg production. So how does this happen? The bacteria comes into your farm through drinking water or feed or contaminated anyhow this bacteria can just attach to any feed. Anything that goes into this bird can cause an infection. Is it that you bring it through your shoe, or you bring it through drinking water, or you bring it through feed? So make sure all these things are properly sanitized. You sanitize yourself, your feed is properly preserved, your water is disinfected before you give these birds. Now, after your birds recover from Salmonellosis, you treat after they were infected, you treated them, and after the infection, you may notice egg production is still low. This is because during the infection, Salmonellosis causes follicular regression. So these follicles need to grow again, develop again before your birds can resume production. And how do you manage this condition? I have said it before. Important biosecurity measures must be installed and followed. And also, once your birds have come down with Salmonella, you have to treat this infection. You have to do a culture and sensitivity to see the bacteria, the specific, to find the specific antibiotic that this bacteria is sensitive to. That in that way, you reduce the cost of drug. Instead of treating these birds with a particular antibiotic that they're not sensitive to before coming back to treat with, and before coming back to find out that this bacteria is still there, and you have to go and do culture and sensitivity before treating. So make sure you do a culture and sensitivity for every bacterial infection so that you reduce cost of treatment. Now, after doing a culture and sensitivity, antibiotics will be given to you from your veterinarian. You go to the farm and follow the prescription. Make sure every antibiotic goes for 3 to 5 days at least, between 3 and 5 days. If you give anything less than 3, you are just causing antibiotic resistance, and that is not good for your farm or good for the entire community. So make sure you follow these important tips in order to sustain production in your poultry farm. And if you like this video, encourage me by liking this video. Leave your comment in the comment section below, and I'll be always here to help you in your poultry business. If this is your first time to this channel, do well to subscribe to this channel so you can get notified every time we post an important video. Thank you very much. I am Dr. Manzong, and see you in the next video.